1 plus 1 is 4 here, and 4 is gay, and gay is me. You know, I prayed against it. I prayed the gay away. So, hi everyone. My name is Zithandwa, and I am pansexual and proud. Yep, there we said it. It's Hey Zithandwa, hi my loves, hi Zithandwa zenkosi, Zithandwa zami. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Zithandwa, but I go by Azzy the Soul Star because, you know, I'm a star soon to be. But yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Please like the video, please comment at the end of the video. There's gonna be a little cute secret comment code that I'm gonna, you know, relay to know that you watched until the end of the video. And if you haven't already, please watch my other videos as well, pretty please. I'm just like bringing you guys ordinary girl content. But anyway, as kolapo. Today I am having a little bit of a story time while you guys get ready with me. I've changed my setup just a bit. I still don't have a proper setup for my sit down videos, but soon I will have a really cute one. So this is like very impromptu, just so that I have good lighting and you guys can see what I'm doing as well. So let's get into it. So in today's video I will be indulging on, my can is already open, don't mind that. I'll be indulging on some BNG while I tell you guys about how I told my mom that I'm pansexual. Yeah. Let me pull my glass. Oh wow. Guys, I was drinking this yesterday and then I got tired of it, so that is why it's not even, you know, but I think I just need the courage to tell you guys the same way I told my mother. I don't even know how to start this video. So hi everyone, my name is Zithandwa and I am pansexual and proud. Yep, there we said it. It's out, cat's out the bag. I think I've known, not necessarily about my pansexuality, I think I've known that I'm interested in other genders since I was like in late primary school. But because of my family dynamic and how I grew up in a very Christian home, so obviously this is like frowned upon. This is like, you know, so I would just always like sort of doubt. I actually doubted my sexuality a lot. I doubted, so I pretty much came to understand or started becoming curious. I started becoming bi-curious at around grade 6, grade 7. You know, there was this girl that was like, you know, always like trying things with me, and I didn't really mind it because I was like, I like this too, like I really like it. Because I mean, who said that it's so wrong? And don't tell me the Bible, because there are many interpretations of the Bible, but we'll get to that later. But essentially what I'm saying is I started realizing that I'm attracted to people outside of the male gender when I was around in like grade 6, grade 7, but I didn't really understand what it was. And at the time there were only like 2 terms that I knew about, like bisexual and lesbian, and I was like, I don't think I'm lesbian because I still kind of like, you know, have an attraction to men, which I'm sorry, it kind of makes me sick, but nothing I can do about it. But I was like, okay, so what is this? And so I'm just giving you guys a backstory before I tell you how I told my mom about my sexuality. And now I've lost my brush. So where was I? Oh yeah, So I kind of like started becoming more curious, and I wanted to understand what this was, what these feelings that I'm feeling are, and what can I do about them. Because honestly, I will not lie to you guys, because of my family, like how I was brought up and the dynamics of my family home, when I realized that I don't actually only like boys, I prayed against it. I prayed the gay away. I know, but I think it's also because of how I was raised and what I was told was right and wrong. So for the longest time I was in denial, because I'm like, surely not me. Surely not me. Like, I grew up in church, y'all. This cannot. But also, the more I grew up, the more I realized the words, some things, Anyway, fast forward, when I got to varsity my first year, 2018, that's when I actually started exploring my sexuality properly, like fully, with no fear, with no doubts. Also because you're away from your mother's house, your mother's not gonna see you, you know, that type of mentality. So it's like, okay, sure, I'm far from my mother's home. Here I can explore and I can understand what it was. And so I joined I forgot what it's called, but there was a society in my university that was like for queer folks, and you know, it's like some sort of a community vibe. Oh, Up and Out. Yeah, I joined that, and that's when I started realizing that, oh, there's more outside of lesbian and gay and bisexual. There's pansexuality, there's aromantics, there's asexuals, there's so much in the spectrum. And I was like, wow, this is actually really great. I'm not alone, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was only in my second year of varsity when I came out to when I told my sisters about my sexuality. And I sort of like told them in like a subtle way. I was just like, oh yeah, this girl took me out for dinner. They're like, what? I was like, yeah. They're like, okay. And then chigi, it's a, oh. And then it turned into a, oh, this girl and I are seeing each other. And so my elder sister was like, girl, are you lesbian? What's going on? And I was, I don't know. Maybe it's pansexuality, and I resonate with that. I think I'm pansexual. I think that's the one. And I'm grateful to God that I have very supportive family members. Like, wow, guys, my support system, my sisters, my mother. So now that it's been, I keep looking for my brushes now. So I'm not even sure if this is gonna be a get ready with me at this point, because I cannot find my brushes. Okay, I found one of them. Great. So after some time, I decided to come out, or rather tell my mother that, hey girl, I don't date men only. I decided to tell her because I want to introduce her, and I'm going to introduce her soon to my current girlfriend, because I mean my sister's wedding is coming up, so she's gonna be there, and I don't want things to be awkward, like what's going on. So before I fully told my mother about my sexuality, I used to like drop subtle hints, because you know how parents are, like abazali will ask you like questions, dizzy questions, man. Oh, so what's your ideal man? My mom is like very involved in her kids' lives, so she would ask these type of questions like naturally, like if you were to get married, what's your ideal husband like? And I'm like, bold, I'd literally outwardly tell him, like, bold of you to assume that I'm gonna marry a man. And because my mother is a teacher, I assumed, you know, if I keep dropping these hints, bruh, 1 + 1 is 4 here, and 4 is gay, and gay is me, you know. So I started dropping those hints very subtly, and then I started making it a bit bigger. I would like, you know, get all the pride stuff, like my phone cover, you know, but just still subtly, because also, I mean, you don't want to scare your mother, you don't want to scare your parent, and you also don't want to put yourself in the position where you can no longer depend on your parents either. I know how hard it is for all of us to admit firstly to ourselves and to our loved ones, without thinking of what if they look at me differently, what if they think otherwise about me, what if, all of these different what ifs. And I don't know people's family situations and people's families' homes, so I'm only going to speak about my family situation. My mother's a staunch Christian, so to me, I was hella scared. I was hella scared. But the gag was, everyone in my family knew. When I say my family, I speak of my immediate family and maybe some cousins. So I mean, obviously my dad was not going to be the first person that I tell, or even the last. He was going to find out on my wedding day. So now unfortunately he can't. He's finding out through other avenues. But anyways, fast forward, this is like getting like a long story. Fast forward, about 2-3 weeks ago, I decided, you know what, because also I felt like, because you guys have watched the video with my mom and you know the type of relationship we have, very close, very best friend like. So I started feeling like some sort of a fraud, because she doesn't know the full me, she doesn't know the real me. She knows her heterosexual cisgender daughter, whereas her daughter is, you know, she's a homosexual, she's not a heterosexual. So obviously that's a part of you and you can't really hide that. And there's certain things now where when I'll tell her things, I'll have to omit them because of XYZ element P. And I grew tired. It was so bad where I could feel my shoulders getting so heavy and my heart would beat so fast, and I was grinding my teeth the whole time because I felt like I need to get this out. I need to tell my mother. I need this needs to come out, you know? Cool. So I sit her down on a random Friday after watching, you know, our soapies. We finished watching The River, we finished watching Gomorrah, you know. We watched all the shows now. Anyways, so I'm like, Mom, I have something to tell you. She's like, okay. My mom is always attentive. Like, even if you want to tell her, Gutio, I tripped and I fell, she will listen to you with all ears, all eyes, all attention, all on you, you know. Sorry, I just need the liquid courage. So so I sit her down and like, Ma, there's something I want to tell you. I've been seeing someone. And she's like, oh, that's nice, that's very nice. Oh wow, I'm so happy for you. Oh wow, who are you seeing? And I'm like, okay, that's where the tricky part comes in. Because anyways, as I was saying, guys, so she was asking all these details about my partner, and so I'm like, yeah, so their name, and I say this person's name, and you can see in her eyes, she's like, but luckily, not luckily, but my partner has a unisex name. So there was a bit of a pause, a bit of a okay, and I was like, oh yeah, so it's not a he, it's a she. And she was like, and I was like, and she was like, and then she was like, okay. And that's when I was like, I'm pansexual. And she's like, yeah, what? Yo, my heart, it went because how do you explain to your Zulu mother that you're pansexual? Because she's like, Uyini? You para? I'm like, no, mother, I'm not ipara. Ipara, for those who don't know, is like a hobo, a person or pigs on the street. Ipara. So she was more shocked at the fact that ipara than being shocked at the fact that I'm pansexual. That was her shock, and I think that's what shocked her the most, because she was like, ipara. So she's like, why would you do that when you have parents that love you? I'm like, no, Mom, I'm pansexual, and I explain everything to her. And I told her, I'm like, okay, no, I've been coming to understand my sexuality, and I've accepted who I am, and this is who I am, and I want to let you know that, because you're my mother and I respect you and I love you, and I want you to know who I fully am without cutting corners. I don't want to cut corners, you know. And to my surprise, as much as people are like, oh, but your mom is so nice, your mom is so, to my surprise, she was very open and she was like, I know, Mtanam. I'm like, what do you mean? Basically tells me that, girl, I know this who you be. And I'm like, oh, who told you? She's like, and you know, umzali onotando, umzali oqotho. She's like, you my child and I know you. As much as I may not understand what pansexuality is, para-para-sexuality, and you know, black parents. So like, as much as I don't understand what it is, I think I've gauged after some time that you might not end up getting married to a man, and I'm okay with that. And I'm like, really? And I started crying and tearing up. She's like, why are you crying? Why are you crying? I'm like, no, because like, you're not being problematic, or like you're not telling me about Bible verses, or you're not telling me this is not how I raised you, this is not. Because also I think a lot of the time we think for our parents. So, and now it was a whole discussion, and now she's like, okay, now she's asking, when did you realize this, when did you feel like this? Oh, okay. And she starts asking about my partner, and I don't know, I think telling my mom about my sexuality has been the most freeing experience for me so far this year, because now I can like easily be like, oh ma, me and my girlfriend, or God forbid my girlfriend and I break up. If we do and it's God's will, it's really gonna suck. But anyways, and I would be like, oh, I'm so interested in this person and this person, without feeling like, yo, she's gonna judge me or whatever's gonna happen. So I'm sorry if someone came here looking for like a really juicy story. I don't have it. I don't have it. My juicy story is that my mom accepted me there and then and wasn't weird about it. Okay, don't be mad at me, don't be mad. I had to do this face beat off camera because my hands are very shaky lately, and it was gonna take forever if I was doing story time, get ready with me. Already my story was already going like this. But essentially, like, I don't know, I feel like we need a lot more positive coming out stories like this one, because my mom has been super supportive ever since then. She asks about my girlfriend almost every day. I know she prays for my girlfriend, I know she like cares about her, and it's actually really nice now, because now it's not like my sisters are not the only ones that know, and I like it. I really love it and I enjoy it. I wish it could be like that with the rest of my family, but like, as black people, we have a very long way to go with unlearning and learning certain things. A very long way to go. But yeah, that's like my coming out story. My mom knows I'm pansexual now, that I date girls and guys and they thems, and this is who I am. My mother loves me the way I am, my sisters love me the way I am. If you have a problem with it, you can just. Thank you so much, guys, for getting to literally the end of this rambling of this video. If you got to the end of this video, please, pretty please comment with sunflower emoji so I know that you watched until the end of the video. But thanks for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe so you can keep up with ordinary girl content. But that's it from me as the soul star. Mwah, 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 mwah. I love